6 o'clock here on your Friday Eve. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. Jenny Power joining us in the Weather Center. And Jenny, you've been watching out for thunderstorms since yesterday. Still seeing some this morning. What are conditions like right now? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Yeah, it's true. We continue to hang on to some of these lingering thunderstorms and also some recorded lightning strikes popping up on our current satellite and radar as well. So this system, it's expected to really track out here in the next couple of hours and won't be an issue for the rest of the day today. But we have been seeing some of that storm activity moving into North Idaho, just north of Sandpoint, as well as up near the Canadian border over in western Montana. So this is why we do still have some red flag warnings in place for parts of eastern Washington and North Idaho until 8 a.m. because we hang on to some of those chances. Over toward the central part of the state, though, they will see the return chances of thunderstorm activity later on this evening, which is why those red flag warnings to the west of us will be in place until 10 p.m. But our weather impact alert, it is in alignment with what we are experiencing for eastern Washington and North Idaho. So until 8 a.m., just a couple of more hours where we need to be extra fire weather aware. Live look for you over Lake Coeur d'Alene this morning. We've still been dealing with some upper level haze, 63 degrees over in the Lake City, with winds that have been more elevated out of the northeast at 17 miles per hour sustained. As we take a look throughout the rest of the region, 62 degrees in Spokane, we're at 59 in Moses Lake, 53 though down on the Palouse with some low 60s north to Sandpoint. That's also where we're seeing some of that storm activity and increasing cloud cover. But because of the change in our weather pattern and those elevated northerly winds that we've been experiencing, we're also waking up to huge improvements widespread for our current air quality in the moderate zone. How long this is expected to last, though, that's ahead.
Entire neighborhoods wiped out and lives forever changed. New video from our KREM 2 drone giving new perspective on the devastating Spokane Area Fires. This is the 7 Mile neighborhood. We got permission to fly the drone without interfering with firefighting efforts. These images showing the full scale of the damage. As more people go back to what's left of their homes, the Spokane Regional Health District is reminding people just because evacuations are lifted, it does not mean it's 100% safe. Fire-damaged homes can have hidden hazards like toxic ash, asbestos, and even fuel or chemical leaks. They recommend you wear protective equipment like an N95 mask and gloves. If you are unsure if a structure is safe to enter or not, stay outside and contact fire or other emergency officials. The California Incident Fire Management Team has canceled the second community meeting for the Old Trails fire. The meeting was scheduled for today at Shadle Park High School. A fire can take a home in a matter of minutes, but rebuilding a life can take much longer. This morning, we are showing you one place where that long recovery is already underway. KREM 2's Christian Garza introduces us to the people making sure fire survivors don't have to face it alone.
Hundreds of Partners INW volunteers have been working out of this Spokane Valley warehouse, sorting through thousands of pounds of donations, all to help the victims of these Spokane complex fires.
Looking around this warehouse, people moving, boxes being sorted, and donations making their way from one set of hands to another. It's almost like a hive, hundreds of people buzzing around with the same purpose, to help.
Just all of them?
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to fill up the bag.
Arlene is one of them, spending hours of her time doing whatever needs to be done.
I just want to help the people.
And she's not alone. The people working inside this 60,000 square foot warehouse are helping prepare donations for people who in many cases have very little left. The Spokane complex fires have left hundreds of people trying to figure out what comes next. But here, the goal is simple.
All of those bins over there have to be sorted.
Make sure they don't have to figure it out alone.
And I think it's going to be so helpful for people on the north side to know that we're here forever.
Sarah Henderson is the development director for Partners INW, a nonprofit that provides food, clothing, diapers, and other essentials to people across the inland Northwest free of charge.
So we got 2 women's spots. Okay.
For nearly 5 years, that's been their mission, but recently their work has taken on a new meaning.
So we're serving like the greater need of all of those, 75,000 plus displaced people. We're telling them that they can come and get help.
Because what was once an empty warehouse is now packed with tens of thousands of pounds of donations brought in by people who wanted to do something.
I mean, I can't believe that it's actually full, but
And then people like Arlene turn those donations into something useful, one bag at a time.
When you came in here and you saw kind of piles of stuff, what was going through your head?
I will never get this done.
But they did, and since the fires began, Partners INW has helped close to 500 people, and the work isn't stopping.
There's not going to be a lot of nonprofits in the area that are going to be able to help them for that longevity, and to be able to honestly say we can is nice.
Because when disaster strikes, help doesn't always look like a fire truck or a helicopter. Sometimes it looks like a warehouse full of strangers rolling up their sleeves and showing up for their neighbors.
On Friday, Partners INW will be hosting a block party to help fire victims get the help that they need. But if you can't make it, don't worry, because Partners INW is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. In Spokane Valley, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
We can help out those impacted by the fires. KREM 2 has launched Help to Northwest. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to KREM.com and click on the Help to Northwest link. We partnered with the American Red Cross and Rosars to raise money for fire victims. Together, we've raised more than $387,000. And on behalf of all of us here at KREM, a big thank you. This morning, the Spokane Velocity is hosting a gear sale. This will be at the Davenport Grand. They will be selling team-issued gear for $20 or less, with all the proceeds going to the Inovia Foundation to help those impacted by the recent fires. They will also be taking donations of soccer equipment. The sale is from 10 this morning until 4 p.m. So those impacted by the recent wildfires can apply to get emergency cash assistance through the Department of Social and Health Services. Because of the emergency declaration from Governor Bob Ferguson, DSHS has funding to help, mainly in central and eastern Washington. The applications opened up yesterday and will close once the emergency proclamation expires or if the funding is exhausted. We have a link with more on who qualifies and how to apply on our website, KREM.com. Even before fires start, getting coverage from wildfires is becoming harder for some. The Office of Insurance Commissioner says from 2021 to 2025, the number of Washington policies insurance companies chose not to renew rose by 56%. The state says it's seen pockets of non-renewals, particularly in central and northeast Washington. For people still under Level 3 Go Now orders around active fires, the Northwest Insurance Council says don't wait to call your insurance to see if there's any benefits you can get.
I strongly urge people now, right now, to pick up their phone and walk through their house, take pictures, or just narrate. I got this couch a couple of years ago. We've had that TV since 2012. Anything that you can detail.
The Insurance Commissioner's Office says its first formal claims data from the Spokane Area Fires should come in by the end of this month. Here's a look at your traffic impact here at 6:09 just about here. We're looking at Argonne. Traffic moving great in Spokane Valley. We're not seeing any issues. This morning, we are getting closer and closer to the college football season kicking off. Tonight, Eastern Washington Eagles will scrimmage at One Spokane Stadium for their annual Red Turf Takeover. Admission is free. The scrimmage starts at 6 p.m. And the best part, players will be available for pictures and autographs after the game.